Hi everybody, it's Kevin Bray CPP again. Coming back to you after my video a week ago about my experiences through the ASIS International CPP certification process. I thought I'd get 20-25 views on that, 50 if I was lucky, and as of today I had like 196. I got some comments and some emails from people that really liked it, and it was very helpful to them. And if I can be of help, I will. So today, as promised in the first video, I'm going to talk a little bit about the experiences I had with the CPP virtual study group. Now, like I said, you can find a lot of materials online. People are offering flashcards for free. And a variety of other products, books that you can read. But I was uncomfortable using only those sources because they weren't coming from ASIS International. Folks, those are the people that are making the test, not the authors of books, not the authors of the flashcards. Again, I remind you that some of the flashcards are a little bit outdated, and you have to be very, very careful. But the only way I was able to measure the validity of the flashcards that I was getting from alternate sources was to study ASIS International materials. Again, I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not plugging them for any benefit. I'm just telling you that just for me, I felt it very important to go to the source. So I signed up for the virtual study group. $199 of my hard-earned money, and what I got for it was first the CPP virtual study group study guide. That was probably the most valuable tool that I got for my money, because it gave a pretty good framework for each of the 7 domains that you're going to be tested on. You also got videos that were played that you watched after you did the reading assignments. They would give you a reading assignment, and I certainly encourage you to do that. The reading assignments were supported with some pre-recorded videos of a guy named Dennis Shep. If you're out there, Dennis, and you see this, thank you for your help. It worked. Got my CPP. After you watch the 2 videos, you'll do more reading assignments for that section, and what remains is a live video from Mr. Shep, during which he reads to you from largely the study guide. It's stuff you've already read. And I initially found that a little disappointing. I don't know what I was expecting, but all I needed to do was read the stuff over again to get what he gave me. However, at the end, when he's done talking, he opens the floor for questions. And in my little group, nobody asked any questions, including myself, and you could tell that he found that a little disappointing. And I'm disappointed in myself that I didn't do better preparation. So my recommendation is to take advantage of that and Dennis's experience, which is extensive, by the way. I would make notes as I'm doing the reading assignment, something that's not clear. And for me, it was probably business principles and practices. That domain, I was very weak in. I should have came to him with a ton of questions, and I didn't. That's on me. But I would recommend that you have some questions ready on stuff you don't understand, and I'm sure he'll clarify it for you. And then he does offer you to email him separately, offline. So you get some pretty good resources for the money. And I don't discourage you spending the money to get it, depending on what you're planning on doing with your CPP. We've got to keep things in perspective. Why are you trying to get this certification? What's the plan? If it's to do consulting, well, I expect when I get my first contract, I'm probably going to recover everything I spent preparing for this CPP. If you're doing it for a better position, you're looking to get a job that requires the CPP, well, then that probably comes with a pretty good salary. You're going to make it up. So it's investment in yourself. And how much are you worth? I think you're probably going to answer that question. You're worth a lot. So I would encourage you to spend the money and do the study group. And there's a study, there's a study manual, and then there's a separate document. I forget what they called it. And in that document was some exercises, matching, some terminology exercises, some matching, and then there were some questions. And I did okay on those. Those I found to be, the questions particularly, were harder than the questions on the CPP exam. And the ones that I got wrong was because I didn't read the question and I didn't read the multiple choice responses. That lesson alone got me through the CPP exam, I think. Because, again, I've said it in the last video, you have to read the question. You'll narrow it down to two responses that are very close to each other. You have to look for keywords. Go back and forth. And that every question I got wrong in the practice test that they offered me with the CPP study group was because I didn't read the question, didn't read the answer. So I think that's all I've got for now. I hope I'm not forgetting anything. If there's another question about it that I didn't answer in this, put it in the comments. There'll be more to come. I want to talk a little bit about the where I started my study, the study materials that I started with was through a guy named Joe LaSorsa. Shameless plug for him, not sponsored by him. I took his security consultant training course back in February, and he offered up for free. And you don't have to take the course to get this. Anybody can get the study materials that he offers. I'll talk more about those. We'll kind of break it down in my next video. But they were very good. Dated, some of them, but some of them were rock solid and were very, very helpful to me. So with that, I'll see you next week or later, but I'll be back. Good luck with your studies.